Hi, my name is Georgette. I am a PR marketing communications specialist. I am the founder of the Art of African Fashion and Rouge Palette, and this is my But to Bloom story. So the Art of African Fashion is this wild idea I had when I had recently moved to Stockholm, Sweden, to kind of build community and show people what African fashion was all about, because I used to work with African brands when I lived back in Ghana. And recently I was thinking about that journey, and I realized that that was not my first rodeo when it came to like organizing events or shows or putting people together, because as far back as 2015, 2016, I used to have an event called Art and Ink, where I'd invite artists and small business owners to buy tables. I used to call them stalls, but they were really just tables, and sell their stuff to people. And I remember the sign-on fee was maybe 50 CDs, I don't know. But the entire event was self-funded. And at the same time, I draw henna tattoos for people. So then you'd buy a ticket to get into the event, and then I draw a henna tattoo for you, and you could shop. There was always a free barbecue, and then I always used to get sponsorship from Jameson for the bar. So I found ways to navigate around that. And I've realized how that fed into starting the Art of African Fashion, because when I started, I knew no one, I had nothing. I was just a student in Stockholm. And it started with one conversation, telling one person what I wanted to do. And it unfolded like a deck of cards. Like, spoke to one person, she was like, oh, let's go see my friend. Then she said, oh, I'll give you my gallery to use for your exhibition. And then I spoke to one of my dearest friends and mentors, and she was like, well, if you're gonna use my brand, then I'm gonna send you clothes, but talk to this person. And suddenly, in a space of 3 weeks, in a span of 3 weeks, I had space, I had clothes, and I also got access to a network, because one person found me via social media and was like, oh, I don't know you, but I see that you're doing this. Let me know if you need any help. Do you want to meet for coffee? And I told this person what I was trying to do. They're like, oh, I don't work in fashion, but talk to this person who knows that person. And eventually, when I went down that rabbit hole, whoever I was supposed to talk to gave me, essentially they gave me their Rolodex, or a small portion of, but mostly of like Black fashion people in Sweden. I invited everyone, and that was the very first pop-up. And this year I had the fifth one, and it was fantastic. I got a chance to celebrate all the people who've shopped from the very beginning, people who've lent their time, their effort, supported in some type of way. So every time I think about that, I know that yes, I'm blooming, but this is only the beginning. So for people who've recently moved or moved a while back but are still trying to figure out what they want to do, my advice is A, shamelessly self-promote, and B, trust in what it is you're really passionate about and do the things. You only learn if you make the mistakes. You can't sit and feel like, oh, if I try, something bad is going to happen. You never know. You have to try, and you have to tell people what you're doing, because people are willing to help. Don't silo yourself. And it's not going to get great overnight. Like, when you plant a seed, it will take a while before it starts to germinate. So take your time, because every bloom bud has a story. This is my bud to bloom story. What's yours?